Hello, this is Broken Software. The associated members are Dylan Lake, Shoaib Afsar, Alice Chambers, and Cynthia Kaddour Bey. The title of the application is Sensor Snake. Cynthia worked on level design. Alice worked on designing the assets, working on the presentation, the design, and the layout of the app. Dylan and Shoaib focused on programming and implementing the designs and features. All members tested the application, spotted, and logged any bugs found. Besides weekly meetings, we all kept each other up to date and with any changes or ideas we had found or made up.
As you can see from this screenshot, the plan for our snake game was very complex, with different ways to score points and hazards that forfeit points. And in this next screenshot, you can see a small snippet of the code that we produced with Android Studio. The next screenshot is our Trello board. This shows each team member's name and what tasks they were given for this project. As you can see, Shoaib designed the menus. I was in charge of the assets. Cynthia was in charge of the level design, and Dylan was in charge of researching and creating the sensors and getting them to work with the application. The next slide is our final prototype of this application. So, as you can see, it is not as advanced as our plans were because of the time constraints and other things that I will go into in further slides.
The snake is controlled by tilting the device and can collide with the walls, seen in red. It would have been able to collide with the door, seen in grey. When the light sensor is covered, the door would set its colour to white, or the given background colour, allowing the snake to pass through as well.
The initial idea was that each level would have a new feature added to it. Level 1 started off with just collecting the collectible items, such as apples, earning points, and unlocking the exit of the level. Level 2 would introduce a type of hazard. Level 3 would introduce another, and level 4 and 5 would introduce destructible tiles. The snake would navigate the level, collect the collectibles, and unlock the exit, meanwhile avoiding the hazards. Each collectible would make the snake longer. Certain areas would be blocked off unless the snake met the length requirement. If the snake hit a hazard, the player would have to restart the level. The level design's layout were allocated to Cynthia, while the asset creation was assigned to Alice. Shoaib and Dylan started working on a main menu and linking the pages to create a basic application and to convert the designs into actual levels.
The first big task was to get a working snake, so we did some more research. This started off with finding effective methods on making a game loop. This involved learning about async events and/or using threads to implement this loop. Unfortunately, this was out of our expertise and we had to find another strategy. As time diminished, we decided that 5 different levels had to become one level, which shortly turned into one demo level with basic functionalities, and it was more of a test level for collisions and accessing areas. We learnt how to use the gravity sensor to determine the rotation of the device, and we also use the light sensor to break the fourth wall of interactivity. This is a feature which allows the player to use the light sensor to toggle certain doors. This inverts some tiles and makes the player think about the best solution to complete the level.
Yes, that's because what went well? We have been able to code and use the sensors we originally planned to use. We got the gravity sensors working at first and changed the X and Y coordinates so the snake stays on the screen within the boundaries. We also managed to work with the light sensor. The light sensor detects the user is in a dark area, then the colors of the application will invert. The idea behind this is that dark colors will be used when in a dark area and will protect the user's eyes. What went wrong? We had a little trouble of What went wrong? We had a lot of trouble trying to create the application we had imagined. We decided that our original plan may be too complicated for our current knowledge of Java and the time restraints that were in place. A lot of the features we wanted to implement were not implemented. However, we have a basic application that uses sensors. If we were given another chance at creating this application, I think we would do a better job of it. We struggled to start up our assignment, but now we know how to use Android Studio, we wouldn't spend so much time getting it set up.
What are the good parts about this application? What we like about the application we created is that we are able to direct the snake using the gravity sensor, and when we added obstacles on the screen, the player can try to avoid them so they can get the snake to the other side of the screen and exit the game. What are the bad parts about this application? We created some menu pages which we attempted to implement within the main app. This never happened due to the time constraints and other factors because the app wasn't working very well. We created a main menu page, an options page, and a levels page. And you can see what the menus would look like in the screenshot on the next slide.
These are the acknowledgements. All information was taken from the documentation available on Blackboard and Android Studio's official documentation page. We use the tutorial applications in combination to create our own app and expand our knowledge of the given software.